Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Derail Valley. Last time we put this train of crude oil together. It started up here and went all the way right down through Central Oil Station, all the way down to the other end. And we tagged our caboose on the end just to help us manage. So when we're looking at the map, we can see where our locomotive is and where the rear of our train will be with the red dot. So we've already got our engine started. We've got both of these guys started. Oops. Let's put our map down. I wanted a better spot. There I do. We want these in forward. We want our brakes off. And let's get this show on the road. So in terms of what we're delivering, there was a lot of oil. We had this oil cargo going down to the harbour. They're all going to the harbour. This one was going to platform E. Oops. This next guy also going to platform. Oh, I got these in a weird order. Okay, so the first one was going to platform G. Then we had another one going to platform G. Then there's one going to platform E. And then a second one going to platform E. A different platform within, a different track within the platform. So let's give this some gas. I wish Bell did something. And dynamic brake doesn't do anything. These ones do something. Deploy sand does something. Emergency engine off definitely does something. We're not going to press it now. Not since we've already got this beast moving. One of the hardest parts with cargo this long is getting your speed up and then maintaining it. So you can see we're up here, nearly coming into the farm, and the rear of our train is way back here, just leaving Oil Well Central. So it's a gigantic convoy. You can barely even see the back of it. It's over there somewhere. When we get to the bridge, we'll take a look back. We've got ourselves up to 50, so we know coming through this section up ahead that 50 is a good speed to get through there. And we know that just from our experience in the game. As you play more, if you're anything like me, you'll learn and start to remember things like that. What speeds are where, when you should be accelerating and slowing down, etc. As long as you're not doing like we did in the last episode, where you just completely forget all of those things and do whatever you want, and if you derail or destroy stuff, then so be it. Not a very good strategy. So still can't see the rear of our train. Feeling just coming up to this bridge. Look now, still can't see it back there. Oh, there it is. There's that caboose over there. Why is that there? Because we put our map down. So that's that distance there from past the blue arrow to the caboose, the red square. It's already indicated to go right, that's good, and to speed at 50, that's what it's recommending. So we're just going to keep chilling at 50. We know this is an uphill, so we're just going to increase our throttle a little bit, just to help us maintain our speed up this bit of hill. It's starting to get a bit steep, like a bit tougher as our cargo gets on the hill as well, so we're going to throttle up a bit more, just to try and keep our speed up. Because once we get it there, like once we get our momentum, we want to keep our momentum as much as we can. throttle. We're doing everything we can to pull this up the hill. And you can see even full throttle we're very slowly losing speed. That tells me that I probably should have grabbed the third engine over in Oil Well Central just to give us a bit more power to get up this hill. This is the hardest one because we do approach it from such a low speed. The next hill is quite long and not quite as steep, so we're getting a lot of wheel spin as well, which will also not help us in maintaining our speed. Last time we came through this section we went south to the forest. We almost always go turn to east and go over to the harbour. So this junction here is not going to be set the way we want it. So we're going to change it, select back to go left, which will take us east. And so our engines are at the top of the hill. Our caboose, which is represents the back of our train, is like halfway up the hill. Where it gets hard is where we get speed changes. So it says we can do 70, and the rear of our train is still 80, so we could do 70. We can't get we can't build the momentum to get up to 70, but if we could, then that's the speed we'd be able to do. By the time we get over to this twisty section where it's changing all the time, where our caboose helps us is that it lets us keep track of what was the speed around where it is, because we don't want the speed of the entire cargo, like the engines and the carriages, to go above the minimum speed anywhere that the train is, because that part will derail. So we've still got 70 around this corner. But just around this corner, we'll see an 80 sign. Just around here. There he is, an 80 sign. So if we just had the locomotive, we'd be able to accelerate up to 80 now. But the rear of our train is still before that junction. So if we get up to 80, because that turn was 70, there's a chance it could derail. So we need to just keep chilling at 70 until the back of our train gets past the junction, and then we can accelerate up to 80. So you can see we've already gone up to 80 and we're going above 80, even while the rear of our train was going through that junction. So it's not a requirement that once you go over 70 you're definitely going to derail. Oh, we're overheating our engine. So we're going to just back off on the power a little bit. We're still climbing. So all of this section is uphill. But reducing our throttle a little bit will let our engine temperature start to come back down. And what that will do is it will let us throttle up more. Again, in a little bit. We don't need it right now because we're already doing 85, and this corner is a 70. So let's de-throttle all the way. I remember this corner, it's quite gentle. We'll be able to get away with 85, just gliding around this corner. Again, just coming up again, this next corner to the right is 80. We're just going to keep rolling up the hill. And you can see now that we've de-throttled, our engine temperature is starting to fall down quite quickly. When it gets up, that buzz we heard, was it getting to 90? That's like a warning. Once it gets to 105, it just cuts out. No, if the engine's too hot, its overload protection kicks in and shuts down. Much like in your computer when it gets to 105 degrees. It will start to thermal throttle, or it may even start to thermal throttle before then. And then there'll be a critical point little bit after then when it will say, nope, I need to turn off to protect myself. So this coming up is 80. So we're going to need to, 60, sorry, not 80. We're doing 80. We're going to need to bring in some train brake just to start slowing down a bit. So we'll let it off there. Hopefully that will get us nicely to about 60. We're still going uphill. We over braked a little bit. So we'll throttle back up again. Our temperature's coming back down nicely to around 50. So we don't need to worry about our engine temp anymore. In the D6, it's almost never an issue. Because it is such a large train with quite good cooling, it very rarely overheats. But as you can see, when we're pulling a very heavy cargo up a hill at max throttle, it definitely can do. It's burning through the fuel. So we saw this corner was 40. And this is a relatively sharp corner here, so we do want to get our speed down. I'm quite okay if I like over brake a bit there, because going over 40, like that's a steep cliff on that side, just there. So it's a long way to recover anything to bring it back up the hill. I mean, you never want to over brake, but I was too busy chatting than paying attention to what we're doing. So still waiting for the brake pressure to build back up again. And then we'll be able to start accelerating back up again. So that corner was 40. So we're not going to be able to accelerate above 40 until our caboose, so the representing end of our train, gets around that corner. The issue is by then we'll be up here somewhere, down here, and down there's another 40 section. So a lot of this next bit of travel is all going to be at 40 kilometers an hour. Let's just throttle off a little bit. We don't want to be going up to 50. Just keeping an eye back there. Just want to be rolling. When we get out around this corner, we can come over here and look back and see that the back of our train is still well on the other side of that tunnel. We're going to be right around this corner before it's around there. You can see that, like, even without throttle, we're still building speed because we're going downhill now. So we'll need to bring in some brake just to manage our speed going down the hill. So this next corner coming up, this one, is also a sharp 40 kilometer an hour corner. So hopefully that quick pressure drop will be enough to slow us down, but not over brake too much that we slow down super amount again. Oops. Okay, so that got us nicely down to 40. Just a quick heavy brake application, and then only for a very short period of time. I'm just going to keep chilling at 40 until the rear of our train gets around this corner. But by then, the front of the train will be down at this next triangle intersection, and down there the speed is 30. So with big long trains like this, you're always trying to manage, which bit am I at, where am I trying to get my speed from. So you can see we're getting up to 50. We're getting up to 50, and this corner down here is only 30, and it is a very sharp 30. The last time we traveled down here, I'm pretty sure we derailed. If you go back to one of our earlier videos, I'm sure that you will see it there. Yeah, we did. And what it was like the front engine decoupled from the rest of the train somehow. I still don't know how that happened, but I picked it up during during editing. Like there's only one frame or something where you could see it. As I was travelling to the rear of everything to try and work out what the heck was going on. Okay, so we're going to be coming in this way. We're going to drop the two rear. We need just a little bit of brake to keep our speed at 30 down the hill. Down to 30, and we can not throttle. I'm going to turn the brake off. Because I pressed the wrong key, we are going to have to throttle back up a little bit. Yeah, so we have to drop those two rear carriages off back here somewhere, and take the two for G5 through. And then bring our locomotive back to pick up the two E carriages to take them in. Okay, so we've got a nice chill 30. And the rear still hasn't gone through that junction. So we still need to keep chugging at 30, even though we're well and truly past there. The size of our train means that just need to keep it slow and steady. It's okay, mate. No need to stress. So the rear of our train is around that corner now, but this guy here was 40. So we can't go too fast. We're approaching the platform area, and down here it advises us that it's 40 like right now, but just around the corner it goes to 30, so we are not going to push our luck. Let's actually stand outside now, just to make it a bit easier for us to see. First switch is set to go left, that's correct. Now which order were these? We had a blue and a yellow one going to E platform. So let's see if we can't come back and find them. So that's this guy here. There's another yellow at the right at the back. I just did that so that when I'm standing over here, the front here. Slow down a bit, please. Here we want to go left, and then right into G. So that will set up everything here. And we're going into G5. G5 is already prepared, that's nice. This back here is going to be the first E car. So let's discouple these, and then we'll start braking this guy. We probably braked a little bit too early, but It's okay. We stopped it back there with enough room for us to get around. Pick up the map now. Put it back in its spot. And these two will come and stand right at the rear so that we can see how we're pulling into G5 and when we need to stop. It's been a fairly smooth delivery. Feels weird. Feels like something's about to go wrong. Very wrong. Possibly because I know what I'm going to try and do next. Oops. Just smashed the microphone. Why does that say couple? I will hopefully edit that out so that you don't need to hear it. Wait, what? Why are we going that way? I came in and said all these for G5. Seriously? I feel like that happened as I was saying something's about to go wrong. So we've done a load of damage there again. 1%. 48%. So they're okay. How much damage do we do to our locomotive? None. Well, you're stranded there forever. I do need to pull these back because we need to get our engine back through here. That's enough. It's off of the main through track. Did I just miss one? Like miss a junction as we were going through? I mean, there can't really be any other way that I did miss one. That's quite frustrating. Oh well. Again, we'll have to just pay the fine for damaging all of the vehicles. This is like, we're going to hold a lot of stuff and we're not going to make any profit at all. It's going to be all paying for repairs of stuff we damaged. Now we'll come and stand at the rear and do what we were trying to do before, which was just chill here and wait until decouple at 2. Wait until we're all in the siding. Do you want to start slowing down a bit, probably? And then start slowing down a lot. How did we go? That's pretty good. Didn't completely stuff one thing up. How do I do when we're setting up? that far enough before. Okay, that will take us straight back. Why didn't have us take anything over to platform C? Platform C is normally where like liquids would go. Maybe it'll have us take them over there when we like if we were to shunt these things around. That's all I can assume. We don't want to be doing 63 here. Come back down to 30-ish, please. Thank you. Now, 9 is going into E9. And this one is going into E8. We're at the front, going into E9. And it has 6, 12, 17. It's in here. We decouple at 8, so the last one of this would be 18, so we have a second locomotive. If we were to decouple at 19, that should be this one here. Yes, so let's get this back to 19. And start this moving. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come into platform E. E9 is on the right. Right. And this one is left, will take us into E9. The other one is going into E8, which is this path. Like if we were to change this signal here. So what we're going to do is stand back here. Stand at the front of this one. So we're going to try and build up some speed. And then decouple before that junction. Oh my goodness, I didn't change. Like, it's taking us all over to G. Not G at all. How am I missing so many things? There's no point throttling that up until our brake pressure is back up. Like, we just come from there. I should have known that it was going to go back there and then we have to change that one. I thought I did change it. Maybe I just changed something else when I thought I was changing this one. So again, we want to go back a bit past this junction just to give us a bit extra time for like a runner. But as I was saying, we're going to build up speed, and then while we've got speed, decouple and try and accelerate away a little bit. we're accelerating away a little bit, and in the small gap that's created, we're going to try and flip the switch. So we're coming back here. We want to throttle this boy up. We can see them like smashing out the pollution over there now. Yeah, we're just hoping that like we can create enough of a gap. I feel like I need to check the again. So we're going left, left, right, 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 left. Takes into E9. And E9 is where the blue ones are going. E8 is where the yellow ones are going. So I'm going to come back here. This is the first yellow one. So we don't want to decouple too early because we need to make sure that this will have enough momentum to roll into place. Okay, let's go now. So they've decoupled there. That's starting to pull away. We don't want it to go too fast because we don't want it to decouple, derail. We do want a little bit of a gap. So when it goes past the junction, we want to flip it. And then we'll let this one come in here. It's now in the siding. Let's jump on the brakes over there. And then this will hopefully roll into the siding extremely dangerously and unaided. Okay, so by the time we get back to the front, it will be in here. Brakes on. So we didn't have to go back and like push it in separately. I'll come over here. Okay, I'll hand this guy in. Hand this guy in. Hand him in. And hand him in. Take all our money. And then look at our reports. So there were 28 minutes to do, 54 minutes because we couldn't go as fast as we normally would, and we had to spend time shunting everything around at the other end. No damage to that one. Nice. Why is a wallet way over there? This one, no damage. All the times will be the same. Another nice one. Another nice one. Look at our fees. So we had like 20,000, another 50,000 in repair fees for those two other ones that we damaged. And then 40,000 in running costs. So if we hadn't have had to spend like $200,000 repairing stuff, probably would have been a profitable exercise. Let's shut this engine down. And we'll go to the first one and shut it down too. We're finished for the day. Let's turn these guys off. I'll come back over to the little house. We're not going to pay these fees now. They're fine. They can wait. And in here, we're taking stuff back to City Southwest. Oh, a lot more oil things. Oh, nitrogen. Maybe we'll be going to food factory next time. That's shunting. Maybe. Maybe we'll be like stop at the steel mill and then go up to food factory. Maybe even with a goods factory stop on the way, because there's a few interesting things here. Another food factory one. Machine factory, probably not, because it's on the other side. Probably not a logistics job. Going with them all. Yeah, so possibly we'll be taking like a couple to the steel mill, a couple to food factory, a couple to goods town. We're not taking that. Oh, another one for goods town. Yeah, so instead of having like two or in this case 4 long carriages from Oil Well Central to Harbour Town, you might have a few small ones going through steel mill, goods factory, and then up to the food factory. But that will be next time, and we'll work out what we're doing then when we get there. Thank you everyone for being here today. I do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the content, please do give it a like or subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all the support that you give. Thank you for being here, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.